I'm not a flexible person, but I've become flexible, okay? I'm more fluid now. Hey guys, it's Jocelyn from Traveling with Joss, and I'm so excited to finally make this video. I'm gonna be showing you guys all around my new condo. I bought it a year ago, and I wanted to take you through the process I went through of buying my very first home by myself in Southern California. What was it like from start to finish, show you around the place, and tell you some of the benefits I've experienced as a homeowner, as well as some of the things that are really, really tough. So let's get into it. I first started looking for homes to buy during COVID. Everyone's talking about these low interest rates during 2020. I should jump on something. The problem is that during COVID, I lost my position. I was at a well-paid position, but due to the pandemic coming right in March, they let my contract expire. I took a major pay cut while being a warehouse manager at Amazon during the pandemic. But I kept hearing, this is the time to buy a house. These interest rates are crazy, crazy low. Like, try to jump on it. During that time of going with a realtor and viewing homes, I started to gather information. So even though you may not be ready to buy your dream house, why not go take a tour? Why not get familiar with the language and the process that goes with viewing homes? So back in 2020, I went and viewed quite a few homes. The only things I could afford had like water damage or like just were in areas that were not good for me to go by myself. So I ended up not buying anything during 2020. If you don't come from a group of people that's always talking about real estate, that they're talking about the next purchase they're gonna make, getting familiar with talking and discussing spending hundreds of thousands of dollars, buying your first home is gonna be very difficult. So go ahead and dip your toes in, start to familiarize yourself. My initial search started on Zillow. My real estate agent linked me into a portal that he created for me, but outside of what he was sharing with me that was realistically in my budget, I was also doing my own unrealistic searches on Zillow to see what was really cute and kind of seeing what's out on the market. That's where I started. I really like Zillow. There's also Redfin and plenty of other mortgage listing sites. I took a pause for about two and a half years, and I picked the search back up again in 2022. One thing you're gonna hear people tell you all the time is location, location, location. You've got to prioritize what's important to you. If you're a solo female, look up the crime rate of the area. You know, if you are somebody who has pets, look at places that have walking trails. Also, look at the city's projections for things that are going to develop. Like, is this a town that's booming or is it a town that's kind of dwindling? Location matters because real estate is a game of time. You're not going to make money tomorrow in real estate. In fact, you're going to spend a lot of money. And this is a 5 to 10 year thing in your head. Where's the city going? Where is this location going? So the area I chose was a little higher on the price range, but the location was ideal for me. One of my favorite things to do was going with my real estate agent to view properties. I felt like it's like the equivalent of going prom dress shopping when you're in high school, or maybe wedding dress shopping when you're getting married. I was like, but it's like even more permanent because it's not just a one-day thing. Like, you are going to live here and be interacting with this property. So there's this excitement that you get charged up when you have a viewing scheduled and you're like imagining yourself. So you go in and you see the high ceilings and you imagine your dog running around the place, or you see yourself and hosting your friends in this kitchen. And viewing properties was my favorite part of it. Like, do not just be like, oh, I could make this work. You need to really love it. You need to have that feeling. Comment if you understand what I'm talking about with that feeling. Like, you see it on Zillow and you see it in person, you're just like, I know my agent's gonna show me other places, but this is the one. This is the one. And that's how I felt about this place. I was like, listen, I don't know how I'm gonna afford it, but this is it. We can go to other places, but I'm gonna be thinking about this one. So that's how I ended up choosing this one. Viewing properties is so fun. You can obviously go to open houses, but I really, really recommend having your real estate agent show you around. You just get taken more seriously. They know the language. They know what to look for. They know what maybe a seller is hiding. They're gonna show you like, but look over here. Did you think about this? Because I get so excited that I might be like going through a whole place, and then afterwards he would be like, "Did you notice they didn't have a dishwasher?" And I'm like, "Oh, I didn't." Like, so they help you stay grounded and help you stay on track over what your goals are and what quality of life you want to have in that property. Okay, let's talk about the scariest part of the process for me was making the offer, because you are looking at a thick stack of paperwork of legal documents you've probably never laid eyes on in your life, but things that you're agreeing to, things that the seller's agreeing to. I had my loan broker and my real estate agent working on my behalf, trying to get me a seller's credit, trying to get me any money I could. Could they help with these repairs, with that repairs? California is really tough, y'all. I did not get a lot of help from the seller. I got a credit, but there was a cap on the amount of the credit that I could receive. The seller actually was offering me more than I was actually able to receive because of the kind of loan I got. I did do conventional, but I put 5% down. I didn't do 20% down because I'm trying to understand which single female in California has 20%. And if you do, let's be friends. Let's be friends so I can figure out how you did that. But I put down 5%. And so there were limitations to how much of the seller's credit I could get. So I got a 1 year buy down, which meant for a year, the seller put money towards my interest rates. So at the time when I closed, my interest rate was 6.5%. The seller put some money down to where my interest rate was like 5.5, which tremendously helped with my mortgage payment for the first year. So if you've never heard of the buy down, check that out. The hope is that when the credit runs out or when the buy down runs out, the interest rates have dropped. Has that happened? Of course not. Of course not. But that was my experience. So making the offer was really tough because I almost signed a loan that was higher than what I agreed to. Please sit there and read every single page. This is your responsibility, whether or not they explained it to you correctly. So I actually found a mistake. I was sitting down to sign the documents with a notary, and I found a mistake that would have cost me thousands of dollars, you guys. Thousands of dollars. I actually have a video of me being like, this is making me want to throw up. So the notary said that he could come over to my house or I could choose a place to sign the loan. And I figured, what better place than Chick-fil-A? This is where we're signing my first mortgage loan. Buying a house is not fun. I feel like I'm gonna throw up. It took me an hour and a half to sign the loan documents because I was confused and I needed the notary to explain it. What the f? That shit was difficult, but I signed the loan docs. Borrowing a lot of money. I just felt paranoid, like everyone was trying to scam me because they're gonna get a piece and they're gonna get a piece and they just want me to sign. And going through it was really, really hard. Solo, my whole family has left the state of California. So I was going through this process solo. Like my family was only really remotely there to help me. Like I was doing tours, visits, signing contracts all by myself, okay? Always check the cost and the pricing of your HOA fees. Whatever your mortgage is gonna be, that HOA is gonna be in addition to it. And that may go up right away. I was shocked because right when my buy down ended and my mortgage was going up, my HOA also decided to increase. So I experienced a pretty significant increase out of nowhere. And you gotta be like, there's no way to really be ready for it, but you have to be flexible, okay? You gotta be flexible. I'm not a flexible person, but I've become flexible, okay? I'm more fluid now because shit happens. Shit happens, okay? One thing about owning a home, shit happens. There's no amount of intel you can ingest to avoid all the things that are gonna take you by surprise. There are so many things I didn't know, and I'll do a different video about the technical things to know about a house, some DIY tricks. I'll do a separate video about that. And comment below if you're interested in kind of like tips and tricks on home maintenance, solo female DIY stuff. I've learned a lot of things the hard way. But yeah, check on your HOA fees. How much are they gonna be? And are they actually doing their thing? When you walk the property, does it look like they're maintaining the grass, the pools? Does it look like it's worth the price you're paying? In today's day and age, HOA is kind of common. Everyone hates on them, but they're kind of common. So if all you can afford is a condo, you're gonna have an HOA. It kind of sucks, but like, it is what it is. Would you rather be renting? Now that I've been in the house a year and a half, I've experienced some really good financial benefits to it. So because I'm in California, the value of the home has already gone up. And so you're building equity. So even though paying the mortgage every month might feel like agony, you are putting money into your own future versus when you're paying rent, you're putting money into somebody else's future and you're helping their family, have a future and a legacy. And it's just completely going out the door. It's never coming back. When you're paying your mortgage, you're paying your own loan, and simultaneously the value of the home is going up. I redid the ceilings. I, out of my own pocket, got new light fixtures. So there's nice LED remote controlled lamps and fans. I've since then remodeled the kitchen countertops. So while you're living here and paying that mortgage, the value of your home's going up. That's just the nature of it. You know, real estate is the #1 wealth building tool since the dawn of time. Now, of course, we have the internet, so things are competing with that. There's no world in which if you hang on to your property and take care of it, that you're not going to have financial benefits later on. But one of the more immediate things that I was like, whoa, was my tax refund. Listen, get yourself a tax specialist. You're gonna see, because when you're first paying your mortgage, most of that, it's annoying, but most of that is interest. In my mortgage portal, I actually have a pie chart that shows it's like maybe 25% of my payments going towards the principal. Most of it's going towards like PMI, which is mortgage insurance, and like interest. But because of that, you get a pretty nice chunk back in your tax refund, and you just have to get a tax specialist to do it with you. I tried to do it in TurboTax on my own. No. So that tax refund allowed me to invest in my countertops, put some money back into savings. And so that was a huge benefit of buying my first home. And that's something that I'll experience every year. And as much as this house has caused me so much burden, my friends will tell you that I'm just like, I can't go out this weekend. I had to fix something at my house. As I've gotten more and more into the mindset of shit happens, there are pretty big personal benefits. Okay, when you express to people that you bought your house, they're like immediately like, congratulations, you're living the American dream. Now, it may not feel like a dream. Sometimes it feels like a nightmare. It's definitely something everyone really wants to achieve. So once you get there, it's like, I did it. Like, I remember thinking that I would never buy a house. And when I was painting my walls the color of my choice without having to ask anybody, I was like, I did it. I freaking did it. So the personal benefits of accomplishing a goal you set for yourself are massive. The freedom to personalize your space the way you want it. I wanted my place to feel so tranquil and calm because I have lived in places that I didn't really want to. I've lived in places that I was just there because it was all I could afford. So now that I'm here in a place that I can customize, I can slam a hammer into the wall anytime I want. I could paint the walls hot pink if I wanted to. I have a dog here. I don't have to hide it from my landlord. Like the sense of freedom that comes with pulling up to your house, y'all. Your house. Let me hear you say your house. Okay, yes, your house. I'm preaching right now. But I really, really, really can't express the feeling that comes with that ownership, that freedom to personalize. It's really awesome. I do love to host people, but when I lived in previous places, whether I was renting a room or in a tiny apartment, I never really wanted people over. I would always just say, let's go meet somewhere. But now I really love having people stop by, come get a coffee. I got an espresso machine. I got, a hot tub, like come by. And that's something that I've never gotten to fully express within myself of having people over and hosting them. It's really, really been positive for me to have a place where I feel safe. So this is a message to all you homeowner hopefuls. Think of the positive sides and really, really grind for it, because even if it isn't in California, it is such a wonderful, wonderful feeling and something that I really would recommend to anybody who's looking at owning a home. Now, there are definitely other ways to build wealth, but once again, the quality of life of having the roof over your head be yours, 10 out of 10 recommend, right? So I wanted to just thank you guys for watching. I know this is a travel channel, but a lot of my travel has been postponed because my energy and time and resources have been into my condo. But if you're interested in anything travel, and now I'm introducing my home content, please don't forget to subscribe. Give me a comment below of what kind of content you would like to see. If you have any more questions, I'm happy to answer. This is just an intro video to my condo, but I'd love to go into more depth for anyone who's interested. Thanks again, and don't forget to subscribe.